Hey, want to skip those ads and get early access and bonus episodes of all Banana for Scale shows? Hop on over to truestory.fm/join and discover all the cool perks that come with being a member of the Banana for Scale family. Coming up on The Devil's Details, the mysterious mix-up. The Chronicle of Young Satan, Chapter 1. Good morning, Star, and welcome to another episode of The Devil's Details, a show where we dig up, decipher, dissect, and deconstruct the many forms of the devil. One of my names is Sam Clemens. Sorry. One of my names is Lester Ryan Clark.
And I sometimes go by Keenan Diaz.
Yeah. Question mark? Question mark? Twain? And we're just two lost souls hitchhiking down the highway to hell. Only now it seems like a long and winding mighty river. It's set somewhere in the U.S. perhaps. I'm talking about the Mississippi.
It's mighty. It's muddy.
Yep.
All right, well, we got to Mark Twain here in the American heartland just in time for him to zip us off to Austria.
Yep. Yeah, actually.
The 1700s.
So that's the crazy thing, folks. So, if you listen to our last episode, we are covering the story that little claymation clip is based off of. We thought it was The Mysterious Stranger, but that turned out to be a big fat fraud. And actually, the origin of that scene comes from this unpublished work called The Chronicle of Young Satan, which surprisingly is not set in Hannibal, Missouri, as many of Twain's stories are. It is set in 18th century Austria, specifically 1702. It's very specific with the date. Powerful specific, you might say. But as we go through this thing, folks, I'm going to say it right now. As much as he wants it to be set in medieval-ish Austria, he has it sounding a lot like Hannibal, Missouri.
Yeah. There was a version, as we said last week, that was set in his version of Hannibal, St. Petersburg, Missouri, and
with actually Tom and Huck and all that.
Tom and Huck getting around, yeah, and I've seen that a couple of places. A lot of scholars are just like, oh, this is just Hannibal, Missouri.
Yeah. So my suggestion, and I don't know, listeners, you can you can tell me if I'm cuckoo banana pants or not as we go through this thing. But as we go through, just decide for yourselves whether or not this would have been better suited for Mark Twain times, like when Mark Twain was alive, right? Maybe not have Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn and Becky Thatcher in there, right? Because you want to separate these universes, but have it be set in Mississippi. Have it be set in Kentucky, something like that, right?
Okay, well, we'll see where it's actually set, which I have a lot of fun with here. But
yeah.
Yep, so this mysterious stranger thing, Mark Twain is writing versions of it, since 1897 to up until he is aware that he is dying in 1908.
Yep.
He dies in 1910, so I've also seen some
along with
scholars...
Halley's Comet, he goes out with Halley's Comet.
Oh, yes, I love that. Yeah, he'd come on the comet and die on the comet, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that some people point out that he might have been taking a kind of axe against, conventional religion, knowing that this would be something that he would not be around to see received.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yes. I guess that's more relevant for The Mysterious Stranger, which was the last version of these that he was working on because he was writing that in the 1900s. Right. But yeah, this was something he...
Not the fraud Mysterious Stranger. I guess we got to call it number 44, The Mysterious Stranger.
Number 44, The Mysterious Stranger, right? Yeah. But he tried to come back to this over and over again, it sounds like, and that is one of the last things he was working on.
Right. And I've heard critics comment on how different this Twain sounds from the others. It's very, very kind of before Twain is, he's a comedian, right? He's satirical, and this is very kind of, it's still satirical, but it's very cynical and a little bit dark, and I've heard critics say angry and hateful also, right?
Yeah,
but very critical of religion, especially, right?
Right. So Lester's doing the good work and reading the different versions of this and using number 44, The Mysterious Stranger, as a shadow text.
No, not number 44. I'm using the fraud text as a shadow text.
Isn't that number 44?
No. See, folks, we're confusing ourselves. No.
Oh, great.
There are 4 versions of this thing.
I was trying to help, Lester.
No. You're doing a good job. No. So first thing he writes is The Chronicle of Young Satan. That's what we're reading, right? Then he tries to set it in Tom and Huck's world, right? And that one is called Schoolhouse Hill. And it's a few thousand words long. He abandons it very, very quickly.
Right.
And then he finishes up with Number 44, The Mysterious Stranger. That's the full title, Number 44, The Mysterious Stranger, right?
Right.
None of those are finished. And then his executor, Payne, he takes most of the one we're going to read, the Chronicle of Young Satan. He slaps on the ending of Number 44, and he calls it The Mysterious Stranger. So the one that is just titled The Mysterious Stranger is the fraud.
Okay.
If it's titled Number 44, The Mysterious Stranger, that's the real one.
That's a version that Twain wrote himself without
Yes.
someone, penciling in. And again, it would have been okay if Payne and Danica had been like, "Hey, we got together and like tried to fix this so it's a complete book," but they didn't tell anyone they did that. They were,
Right.
Yeah. They were saying that this was Twain's and that they were just editing it.
If they were just like transparent about it and said, "Yeah,
Right.
like this is like the Canterbury Tales. It's not finished." It's,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, we're trying to do our best to fulfill what he wanted, but no, they just said this is Twain's. Yeah.
And then they wrote, like, they filled in the gaps. They wrote stuff. Like,
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, which I'm going to actually, there's like a whole character that's missing from Twain's original text that we're going to talk about here.
Jeez. Well, my whole point, I was trying to set up, we're going to be going through the Chronicle of Young Satan, and then Lester's doing the good work as he always does and reading comparable versions and talking about adaptations. I am just reading the chapter, the Chronicle of Young Satan, chapter by chapter, or whatever we're discussing that week. So
Yes.
yeah. So Lester, as always, is going above and beyond for y'all.
Yeah. And maybe, thank you, Keenan. And maybe we will talk about eventually Number 44, The Mysterious Stranger, because from what I'm seeing, it is so different from even the claymation, like the whole thing with the castle and the clay people. That's not even in there, right? Because, like I said, the narrator is a printer's apprentice, and he meets this like angelic character named Number 44. But then he first used the Number 44 in Schoolhouse Hill. So I don't know, but
Gotcha.
yeah, we're not worrying about none of that. We are reading the Chronicle of Young Satan, which is the originator of that spooky claymation scene.
All right, great.
Yeah. Except in the Chronicle of Young Satan, it's not Tom and Huck, it's not Becky Thatcher, and it's not this, mysterious suit of armor with the cool mask guy.
Yeah.
It is set in Austria in 1702. It is the month of May. And Twain says, quote, "It was still the Middle Ages in Austria and promised to remain so forever." I like that. We learn that our narrator is recalling when he was a boy growing up in this fictional town of Eseldorf, which my fellow German speakers will know means donkey town or donkey village, right? Dorf just means village and Esel is donkey, right?
I have seen it translated in my preferred version, which is Assville.
Oh, that makes even more sense for Mark Twain.
Right.
Assville. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that has that connotation in German, but that's what I think it does. I think I think it does have like stubborn ass, like not booty.
Like jackass.
Right, not booty town.
Right.
Right.
That's where I live. A very different story. Yeah.
Right.
Also called The Mysterious Stranger on the VHS. It's weird.
The Mysterious Stranger in is double underlined.
In Booty Town. Well, no, when I first saw Eseldorf, I was like, Eseldorf. Yeah. But no, Twain says, quote, "Eseldorf was a paradise for us boys, mainly trained to be good. They're mainly trained to be good Christians, revere the Virgin and the saints and the prince of the realm. And beyond that, they're not really required or maybe even allowed to know much." A lot of people actually underlined this next bit in The Mysterious Stranger, but it's actually it comes from Chronicles. Twain says, quote, "The priest said that knowledge was not good for the common people and could make them discontented with the lot which God had appointed for them. And God would not endure discontentment with his plans. This was true, for the priest got it of the bishop."
So our main characters live in paradise specifically, and that they are not allowed to know real knowledge. And later this will be interrupted by somebody.
A mysterious stranger?
Who will give them knowledge and potentially destroy their paradise.
Yes. All right. So see what Twain is doing there, folks? Yeah. But then we learn about this character named Gretel Marx and her run-in with this Hussite woman. I had to look up what a Hussite was. Apparently they are members of a 15th century Czech proto-Protestant Christian movement in I guess, modern-day Czech Republic that followed the religious and social reforms of Jan Hus.
It would be Jan.
Oh, Jan. Oh, yeah. Not Jan. It's the new Jan Hus.
Yeah, Jan Hus, who's dating a boyfriend named George Chalice, as we'll see.
Yep. Yeah. No.
Yeah, so this is the Bohemian movement, and Austria would see itself at this time period as basically entitled to the Bohemian crown, but they were Hussites. They were kind of sort of Protestants before the actual Reformation.
Yeah, like proto-Protestants. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were separate.
Yeah, often referred to as chalice people. They symbolized their movement with the chalice, emphasizing the right of lay people to receive both bread and wine during communion. Their core demands were outlined in the 4 Articles of Prague, which included freedom of preaching, communion in both kinds, clerical poverty, and punishment for mortal sins. None of this, this Hussite woman or anything, is in the Pain Dunica version.
Boo, Pain.
Yeah. Right? House of Pain. Yeah. So this Hussite woman named Adler comes to Eseldorf and, quote, went slyly about and began to persuade some of the ignorant and foolish to come privately by night to her house and hear God's real message, as she called it. She was a cunning woman and sought out only those few who could read, flattering them by saying it showed their intelligence, and that only the intelligent could understand her doctrine. She gradually got 10 together, and these she poisoned nightly with her heresies in her house. And she gave them Bibles and hymn books to keep for their own, and persuaded them that it was no sin to read them. Right? So that tracks. This woman is, pre-Vatican IIing, right? Right, trying to make the Bible more accessible to everyone, and Twain is sarcastically framing her as like evil through the eyes of our narrator here.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be able to know that it's not; these aren't heresies. It's
yes.
just having them read the Bible for themselves.
Exactly.
In German. Yeah.
And then we meet Father Adolf.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was weird hearing that name before it was so associated with the Adolf. Right?
Yeah, they don't name a lot of people Adolf anymore.
No. I think the last one I've heard of. I mean, actually, I only know of 3 Adolfs. Actually, there's the one, and then there's this one, and then Harpo Marx's real name was Adolf Marx, and then he changed it to Arthur Marx.
Right.
Very, very wisely.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. All the Adolfs I know are from Hollywood in the 20s, before there was the big Adolf. Yeah. Adolf Zukor, who ran Paramount, and then Adolf Monju, who was a big, really sophisticated, cool actor. He had a mustache that was not handlebar, luckily. Which also has got you notice that you don't see a lot of handlebar mustaches anymore.
No, that's like Kaiser Wilhelm style. That's.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't see any toothbrush type mustaches, is what I mean.
Oh, that's the Adolf mustache. Yeah, you don't see that anymore.
The Adolf, yeah.
Yeah. Folks, live your life in a way that 100 years from now, people will still use your name. And not be like, nobody's called Adolf anymore.
No one's called Adolf anymore.
Yeah. He ruined parts of the German language because you can't say Führer anymore.
Oh yeah, that was just a regular word, huh?
Which it just means leader. It right. Geschäftsführer, or it's actually tacked on to other words and stuff, right? So it's like the general manager has the name Führer in his in his title, right? It's hard to say jawohl anymore. It's which just means it's you betcha, It's like yes,
yeah, you betcha, Adolf.
Yeah. Yeah. So don't don't leave behind that kind of legacy, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, Our Father Adolf must be a cool, upstanding guy.
Sure, right? I'm sure, the Adolf's personality hasn't trickled into this guy, retroactively or anything, right? But yeah, no. It is kind of fitting because this guy is, quote, very loud and zealous and strenuous. He's a very loud and zealous and strenuous priest. We learn he wants to become bishop one day, and also, quote, he was always spying around and keeping a sharp lookout on other people's flocks as well as his own. So, just all up in everybody's business.
And the town calls him behind his back the town bull, and Hell's Delight, which is quite something to call a priest.
Yes, right. And so he happens upon Frau Gretel Marx, the dairyman's widow, and he's obviously drunk walking down the street, and he sees her reading of a book, asks to see it, and then exclaims because it is translated scripture, I think. It's from the Hussite woman. Yeah. And he, quote, storming at her and telling her what the Virgin would do with her until she was ready to swoon with fear. And then he, staggers away, and we learn that she continues to go to the home of this Hussite woman until both her horses die. Then she flies back to Father Adolf, who and asks like what she can do to appease the Virgin, whom she believes she has offended. Father Adolf says that she's got to go to the Church of Our Lady of the Dumb Creatures. I love that because it's always Our Lady of whatever, right?
Right.
Yeah. And dumb creatures is doing double duty with Twain, right? And she's got to like draw a picture of her horses and hang it up there and make offerings to the Virgin, and then go home and sell the skins of her horses and buy a lottery ticket bearing the number of the date of their death. And then like wait, and see, if the Virgin, accepts her offering, right? And Twain says, in a week it came when Frau Marx was almost perishing with despair. Her ticket drew 1,500 ducats. Ducats?
I don't know, actually.
I've heard ducats, but the audiobook of the fraud version says ducats.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
that's the one way I wouldn't pronounce it.
Yeah. Right.
Ducks got ducks in it, which I like ducks.
Yeah,
so.
ducats. Let's do that. Yeah. In Eseldorf, they got ducats. Right? But yeah, so this is all part of like this anecdote that our narrator has told us to introduce Father Adolf. And we learn more about him. The narrator says he was particularly good at conducting funerals, basically because of like the solemn angle, right? Like bullying anyone who didn't seem like somber or respectful enough. He would like knock their hats off, right? Or slap them up in the face.
Yeah, it's like Kim Jong-il sort of stuff. You make people cry at the funeral and beat them if they don't.
Right. Or when there's a suicide, he, quote, was on hand to see that the government did its duty and turned the family out into the road and confiscated its small belongings and didn't smouch any of the church's share. And he was on hand again at midnight when the corpse was buried at the crossroads, not to do any religious office, of course, for of course that was not allowable, but to see for himself that the stake was driven through the body in a right and permanent and workmanlike way. So we got some devil stuff and some vampire stuff here, folks, which is kind of mishmashed back then, I guess.
Yeah. And it is, again, attacking Catholicism with like their fervor for like, no, we have to be doing all this in Latin and you need to have a priest read the Bible for you, etc. But also the veneration of the Virgin Mary, which you talked about before, because we were both raised Catholic, like not really understanding why you wouldn't have any problem with that. But for Protestants like Twain, like seeing like, oh, nowhere in here is the Father talking about you need to get right with God or the Father or Jesus the Son. It's about the Virgin Mary.
Right. And other folks see this as almost like polytheistic.
Yep. Yeah. I was trying to find my favorite Our Lady of blank joke, and it is from John Oliver's Last Week Tonight. His fake church that he comes up with is Our Lady of Perpetual Exemption, and so they use it for tax exempt purposes. And so he's John Oliver, and his wife is Wanda, played by Rachel Dratch, and she calls him, "Thank you so much, my John," and he says, "Thank you so much, my Wanda. We're on Our Lady of Perpetual Exemption."
Oh, that's perfect.
So Our Lady of the dumb creatures, yeah.
Yes, I love it. Yeah. And he goes on to say that Father Adolf is great during plague time, right? Like it's an event, right? Basically like all the nasty like somber dour events, right? He seems to be really good at. As well as this thing called the assuaging of the devil, which appears to be this yearly tradition. Legend goes that the bridge was built overnight by the devil himself. And I guess this is a common thing that the devil builds bridges for priests and is always getting like cheated out of his payment. It's Twain is telling it like it's like oh, everybody knows, like it's
right, yeah, and like every town has a version of this is the way that it feels here, because he's like, ours was this beautiful stone bridge, like, so he's like every town has this kind of assuaging of the devil legend, it seems.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if that was real or like Twain being funny and like being like they all have this magnificent legend everywhere throughout Austria where the devil has done this. And,
right. It's hard, like and I'm gonna have something to say about that. Like I don't know how good Twain's research was, you know what I mean? Like going to Austria and like interviewing folks and like looking at their local legends and stuff. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's an unfinished book.
Yeah. Also,
properly unfinished.
Yeah.
Left alone.
Powerful unfinished. But yeah, so that's this legend, whether or not like it was an actual like Austrian folk legend or Twain made it up for the story, is that like the devil builds bridges for these priests for their towns, and he's always getting cheated out of his payment, which is supposed to be the first soul that walks across it. That sounds like it could be real,
right?
Like have you heard the legend of the Skullomance?
No, I don't know that one.
That is, nobody talks about this in the Dracula thing, but they say that's how Dracula became a vampire. And it's in the novel, is that there's supposed to be this like warlock school that happens every like couple hundred years where the devil like teaches a class of 10 students and he takes the 10th student as payment.
Oh, okay.
So you get to go to this class and learn magic and and be like a sorcerer, like Faust or whatever. But like your payment is like at the end of the class, only 9 of them graduate.
But is it literally like the 10th student through the door, or does he pick his favorite, or? I
don't know. And but they're saying like Dracula scholars are saying, oh, Dracula was the 10th and that's why he's a vampire. I thought he got off like scot-free and became a vampire later, and like some other unlucky guy was like dragged to hell or something.
That's interesting.
I don't know. Yeah. So
but that's like this Faustian idea within Dracula, I guess. Like,
right.
Yeah, but in that one you have a 9 out of 10 chance of just getting away with it, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know. Would you take it? Learn magic and
9
maybe
out of 10 chance to be sexy and
maybe be a vampire? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Or some people would be like a 1 out of 10 chance of getting to be a vampire.
Yeah, right.
I'll do that.
Do I gotta be the worst in the class or the best in the class?
Or the 10th person into the room, and everyone is it after you? No, after you. No.
You just cover all of your bases. Like you show up late to the first day, but you have an apple for Satan. Right?
Satan loves apples.
Yes. Oh, I wasn't even thinking of that. And then the next day you don't do your homework, right?
Right.
But then the next day you do like other students' homework, right? So you're just covering all your bases because you want to be that sweet vampire. Yeah. But no. But that's what this sounded like. It's like, it's like the assuaging of the devil, right? This is the local legend, right?
Right.
And so so it's supposed to be like his payment is supposed to be the first soul that crosses the bridge once it's finished, right? And apparently in the past the devil would like forget to specify Christian soul, right? Or even like human soul. So the town, like other towns, have sent like chickens across or something like that, right?
Right, and really shitty chickens too.
Yeah.
Not the good ones.
Yeah.
Let's get our shittiest chicken.
But
one who's clearly not going to heaven.
Right. He was already crossing the bridge. They just like
right.
bumped him along, right? But no. But according to the narrator, right, for their bridge, the devil specifically said human Christian soul, right?
Right.
And so this time, for Eseldorf, they had a plan. They were going to use this old monk who, quote, was wavering between life and death. And this is what Twain says. And the prior told the watchers to keep a sharp eye out and let him know as soon as they saw that the monk was actually dying. And then towards midnight on the 9th of December, the watchers brought him word, and he summoned the devil, and the bridge was begun. And all the rest of the night, the prior and the brotherhood sat up and prayed that the dying one might be given strength to rise up and walk across the bridge at dawn. Strength enough, but not too much. The prayer was heard, and it made great excitement in heaven, insomuch that all the heavenly host got up before dawn and came down to see, and there they were, clouds and clouds of angels filling all the air above the bridge, and the dying monk tottered across and just had strength to get over. Then he fell dead just as the devil was reaching for him, and as his soul escaped, the angels swooped down and caught it and flew up to heaven with it, laughing and jeering, and Satan found he hadn't anything but a useless carcass. Right? He was very angry and charged the prior with cheating him and said, "This isn't a Christian." But the prior said, "Yes, it is, a dead one."
I love this story. So it's close to like the Faustian idea that we have after the Faust we've read, where like, the way you get through this is to obey the letter of the law, but not the spirit of the law, because they gave him everything they want. But it also is like showing the angels are in on it. So he's right. Like, it's not just the humans cheating the devil out of this soul. The heaven is doing this as well. Yeah.
So and everybody's like the butt is the devil is the butt of everybody's joke. Yeah. And so they go on to do this like mock ceremony of assuaging the devil, which makes the devil so angry that he leaves in a huff, in a storm cloud. But as he's leaving, the spike of his tail, we never talk about that. Like nobody ever mentions that he has like it's like a spike.
Do they mean like the pitchforky thing that we have today in the
little triangle at the end of his tail?
Okay.
Yeah,
a spike,
right.
Great.
Nobody but I've heard like older stories talk about how it's like dangerous, like a scorpion's tail. But to us, it looks like a little Dorito,
It looks delicious, yes.
Yeah.
Flaming hot.
Yeah. But apparently, the spike of his tail catches on the capstone of this bridge and dislodges it. And the narrator's like, and there it lays to this day as proof of the tale, right? I love this blending of like medieval Europe and then like American tall tales that Twain is doing here. And all of the tall tales, like the proof is just like, a capstone that got dislodged from the bridge or whatever, or a stain on the wall or whatever.
Right. Yeah. It's not that dissimilar from Babe the Blue Ox, but also like even the jumping frog, right? It's like
right.
there's sometimes you could hear it still to this day if you listen properly, right?
And this is what I'm saying, folks. This is like he said it in medieval Austria, but it's clearly like it's like tall tale, Mississippi, type thing, right? And yeah, the narrator admits that while Father Adolf may not be the best priest, may have not even a good priest, he was revered in the town because he had absolutely no fear of the devil. But actually, they're a little afraid of Father Adolf because of this. Twain says, quote, "All men speak in bitter disapproval of the devil, but they do it reverently, not flippantly." They would actually, so the townspeople would actually like cross themselves, and they didn't want to be around Father Adolf because of the blatant disrespect he has of the devil, right? I actually find that very interesting. I want to talk about the Father Adolf character, but what do you think of this idea that like all things religious need to be respected, all characters of the Bible, even the devil, right? That's definitely not how it is now.
Yeah, I wonder if it's against some satire of the way people acted in Twain's time that we're not familiar with, because it says that when all is said and done, Satan is a sacred character being mentioned in the Bible. It's like, so anything in there, you can't blaspheme, Herod or
right,
Goliath or something like that. But yeah, and then let alone the Satan. That's right. Very interesting to me. Yeah,
you can't be like like screw Satan and the ass he rode in on, right? If you'd be like,
Yeah, and Father Adolf swears and curses at the devil to his face. It says he's met him more than once and defied him. Then and I do like Twain's version of, I guess, like Garrison Keillor does that. Maybe a Midwesterny thing, like to mention a person who swears, but we don't actually hear any of the swearing that they have, but and just everyone's shocked to it. Like I couldn't even possibly repeat what Father Adolf said to the devil. Yeah.
Which is like, to the devil. This is I like this. Okay, so and yeah, like you were saying, Keenan, we get this anecdote of how Father Adolf actually met the devil face to face. It's also in the Payne Danica version, but it's changed slightly. And honestly, Keenan, I kind of like the Payne Danica version a little bit better.
Uh-oh. Don't tell Payne and Danica.
All right. Well, don't tell Twain. But okay, well, I'm going to read both, okay?
Okay.
Here's the original. This is what Twain wrote, okay? Quote, "Father Adolf had actually met Satan face to face more than once and defied him. This was known to be so. Father Adolf said it himself. He never made any secret of it, but spoke it right out. And that he was speaking true there was proof, in at least one instance. For on that occasion he quarreled with the enemy, and intrepidly threw his inkstand at him. And there, upon the wall of his study, was the black splotch where it struck and broke. The same was claimed for Luther, but no one believed it, for he was a heretic and a liar." This was so, for the Pope himself said that Luther had lied about it. Okay, so that's the Twain version, okay? Now, this is the Payne Danica version. "Father Adolf had actually met Satan face to face more than once and defied him. This was known to be so. Father Adolf said it himself. He never made any secret of it, but spoke it right out. And that he was speaking true there was proof in at least one instance. For on that occasion he quarreled with the enemy and intrepidly threw his bottle at him. And there upon the wall of his study was the ruddy splotch where it struck and broke." So the fact that it's a wine bottle and not an ink bottle, I don't know, like maybe this is also, Twain's writing from a later draft. Either way, wine bottle is better. What do you think?
It's red instead of black?
Yeah. Well, just also because Father, this didn't actually happen.
But this one, he's drunk and throwing his ball
it's funnier that
shadows in his study.
Right. Instead of an ink bottle, it's like he was trying to write something and he threw an ink bottle. But like here, no, he's just a drunk, irascible ass.
Here in Assville.
Yeah. Right. So I don't know.
Asses.
That's from the fraud version. I don't know. What do you think?
That's interesting. Yeah, I'm really grateful that you're the one who's going through and looking at all these different versions, because I would drive myself crazy thinking about all the little changes here.
Oh, yeah.
Of like, oh, geez. No, I like, you've convinced me. I like that he's a drunkard, and then, the next day, the maid comes to clean up in the study or whatever, and a nun comes in, and he's like, "Oh, what's this over here, Father?" He's like, "Oh, the devil, what's there? I almost got him, too, with these two hands." And
threw my wine bottle at him.
Threw my wine bottle there. Why did you have the wine bottle? The devil.
Communion, Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't
send
know.
him up again tomorrow night. We'll see what happens.
And again, we don't know if this was Payne/Danica or if they had gotten a hold of like maybe a later draft of Twain's, right? Yeah. But yeah, like I think wine is better than ink.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Before we go from this story here,
Yeah.
near the top of this little story within a story,
Mm-hmm,
we have him, trying to browbeat Gretel Marx, Lady Marx, and he says, "Hell's bells."
Uh-huh.
So I was looking at this. So it says, "I told you the Virgin would punish you, didn't I tell you that? Hell's bells. Did you think I was lying?" So I went into a rabbit hole that unfortunately did not turn up very much. So
okay.
So apparently, Hell's bells is really, as far as anyone knows, just that way because it rhymes. It's not. I was hoping we'd find like some Bible story or something that I wasn't aware of.
Like the bells
there's
tolling
actual
or whatever.
bells. Right. So apparently, as far as like I could find on online dictionary straight in the origin of it, it's just like no, just sort of hell, and it's fun to say with bell. So
Hell smells like.
Yeah, hell smells, hell's bells. Yeah. So that was a little bit disappointing, but I did find some other little versions of hell's something here.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah, so a synonym that people I imagine used to say and don't say today would be hell's teeth.
Ooh, okay.
So you just sort of swear, oh, hell's teeth.
I like that.
but I guess because it doesn't rhyme, it's not as it
Yeah.
didn't catch on as much. But yeah, hell's teeth, I tell you, woman, get out of here. Don't come back unless you got a bottle of wine.
Yeah. I do remember. Oh, it's great. The Sideshow Bob episode where it's where like they're singing the HMS Panaford, and they get caught by Chief Wiggum, and Sideshow Bob curses and he's like, "By Lucifer's beard!" And Chief Wiggum is like, "Yeah, take him away, boys." I do like that. I like the yeah. Let's bring the devil and hell back into cursing, right? Hell's teeth, by Lucifer's beard,
right? By Lucifer's clavicle. Like it doesn't really matter what it is.
By Satan's pointy tail. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I hadn't thought to look that up before, and turns out that is a solvable question. So it doesn't warrant its own episode or anything.
Yeah.
There we go.
So we're not going to waste your time, folks, with the origin of Hell's bells.
Because we don't know.
We wouldn't dare. But also, okay, that just goes to prove my point. Because, Keenan, Hell's bells, that's like, Huck Finn says that.
Yeah, it was probably really...
I swear he says that in the novel.
Oh, yes.
Like, he's like, Hell's bells, Jim,
I did see that it is a much later saying than in the 1700s. It's like from the 1840s. So.
Yeah, so Father Adolf would not be saying Hell's bells. So this just goes to, like, again, I'm saying this is like, just set it in Hannibal, Missouri. Come on.
Yeah, it would have probably been like a cool new swear word when Mark Twain was coming up.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
He solves that problem with Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court because he time travels back there, and so he can say stuff like Hell's bells even though he's in King Arthur's Court. But here it's like the whole thing is set in medieval Austria. So
right.
Yeah.
So this became more common, it says here, in 1932. By 1932, it was common enough that there was an Australian soldier named Joseph Maxwell, and his memoir is called, about World War I, Hell's Bells and Mademoiselles.
Oh, wow.
Which I like.
But I mean, with him, it would be Heels, Beals, and Mademoiselles.
Very good. So it sounds like one of those fighting and fucking memoirs of wartime. Yeah. Hell's Bells, Mademoiselles. That's not a hell's bell. This is a hell's bell.
Yeah. Crikey. Anyway.
All right, great. We have something about the story here at hand.
Yeah. So actually, there's another priest in this thing.
Right.
We got two priests. Whoever heard of two priests in a story about the devil? But
88 doctors.
88 doctors. But yeah, this is Father Peter, whom the kids seem to genuinely like.
Right.
Though they feel sorry for him because he's not a quote unquote good priest. Right. This is what Twain says. He says, quote, "Some people charged him with talking around in conversation that God was all goodness and would find a way to save all his poor human children. It was a horrible thing to say. But there was never any absolute proof that Father Peter said it, and it was out of character for him to say it too. For he was always good and gentle and truthful." Love it, love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, they kind of pity him, and we're going to get to know him in chapter 2.
Yeah.
But they call him like he's we're the sorriest for him of all the priests, and
right.
Yeah, he's just a bad luck guy.
And it's implied that Father Adolf is the one who spread the rumor that that Father Peter said God loved everybody, and told on him to the bishop, who sided with Father Adolf because he was so reverent of him for having fought that fought the devil that one time.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why we have Father Adolf in the town. So I guess Father Peter, like in the start of this story, is like a defrocked priest, right?
Okay, yeah, because it says that he got suspended. So I guess that, I don't know how else that would be, right?
Yeah.
But they're still calling him Father Peter out of like respect or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we get to know that Father Peter, has been, what's the word, testified against by his niece.
Yes. Yeah. No. His niece testified for him.
I guess what I'm saying is like Father Adolf is like going around saying like bringing his family into it and being like I heard your niece say this, etc. And like blah 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 blah. Yeah, like taking everyone around him down by attacking Father Peter.
Yeah. So he's also got a niece, Margaret. Sounds a lot like Margaret, right? Who is also disgraced because of this.
Right.
She was a music teacher. The Chronicle of Young Satan says that she taught the spinet. All right. Haul out the holly. Put up the tree before my spirit falls again.
Oh, God.
That's when I was like, spin it. Where have I heard that? It was like, we need a little Christmas.
That is one of my least favorite songs, I was going to say, but things in the universe. We need a little Christmas right this very moment. Yeah.
Right this very minute. Candles in the window, carols at the spinet. And I was like, what the hell is a spinet?
Okay, all right.
Right? I looked it up.
Okay.
Apparently it's a small harpsichord.
Okay, all right.
It's like an upright piano type thing, right?
Oh, they're tiny looking.
Yeah.
Oh.
So in the original version, she teaches the spinet. The Payne Denica version has her teaching the harp.
Okay.
Why that changed? Like why?
So that you don't think of Jerry Herman's We Need a Little Christmas. Yeah. They didn't want to put you through that.
Put up the brightest tree. Because I've grown a little older.
Oh, God. I guess there's there must be fans of that song because they still play it, but I
What's
just
it like?
cannot
Wasn't
understand it.
Angela Lansbury like the originator of that character?
It's from Mame, right? Yeah.
Yeah, Mame.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh,
which
my
is,
God.
if you don't know, folks, it's a story about a rich like baroness type lady who becomes a serial killer, but she doesn't kill people; she maims them.
Because she has a couple of rich husbands who die, but they fall off of mountains and stuff like that. And
Oh, wait, I was joking. What?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, she has a couple of like at least two that I can remember, but one of them falls off a mountain. Yeah.
Oh,
she's very sad.
I don't actually know this story. But that's why she needs a little Christmas right this very minute.
I refuse to watch that version of it. But no,
you don't like Angela Lansbury?
No, I love Angela Lansbury. I don't like Jerry Herman. Jerry Herman.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God! One of these days I'll watch it, but no, yeah. In Anti-Mame, which is the movie, that's the one I know. Yeah, she has a couple of husbands at least, and they both die, and it's about her kind of being a woman with money and living her life, and she's teaching her little nephew to like live. Life's a banquet, and most poor suckers are starving to death. She says, yeah. So it does feel right for a musical. They just got Jerry Herman to to do it. I hope it's not his family's not listening or anything.
I feel like you're like Father Adolfing him over here. It's like just dragging him through the mud.
Yeah. Well, anyways, I'm sure there are people who like Mame and Hello Dolly and all of that. But,
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway, but yeah, that is so she's disgraced, and so like all of her students like abandon her. Father Peter's niece.
Right.
So now she can't teach the spinet or the harp, right? And so she and Father Peter live as like these pariahs.
Right. And again, just to emphasize this, again, like Twain's satire is that the crime that they have done is by saying that God loves everybody.
Yes.
And that he will do well for everybody, and regardless of their station.
Yeah. And the chapter ends with the local moneylender, Solomon Isaacs. Jeez. Is about to foreclose the mortgage on their house.
Right. It doesn't sound like this is Twain making fun of this culture and saying like, look how anti-Semitic they're being. That feels like that just baked into his view of the world. Is the moneylender, the Jewish moneylender who's going to take their money, or take their the house.
Jewish?
Of the
How do you know he's
priest.
Jewish, Keenan? With a name like Solomon Isaacs.
Right. J.K. Rowling would have had a little bit more restraint, I think.
A little bit more?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think she'd be... Well, no, I'm not even going to say the name that she comes up with.
Solomon, steal your stuff.
Jesus. Yeah. Cho Chang, J.K. Rowling?
Yeah,
really?
Cho Chang.
Really? Yeah, that Italian student, Pizza Pasta.
He almost became Pope, I think, and then they voted for Pope Leo.
But he was disqualified because, all the witchcraft and wizardry.
Great, so that's our chapter.
Yeah.
And then it's hard to say it here, but it's a first-person narrator here.
Wait, I got to do it. It's like, and then there's that American student, Whitey McFatface. There we go. Okay, had to put ours in there too.
Oh my God.
Whitey McRacist.
Tyler Ultra Processed Foods.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah, so it's hard to know this when you're reading chapter 1, but we're going to find out who the narrator is in the next chapter.
Yeah, this is the weirdest kind of like way to begin. We swear, folks, that the claymation clip you saw comes from this story. This is just we haven't gotten to that part yet.
Yeah. No, I love it. I think it's really cool. So it has that kind of like Tom Sawyer is written in third person and Huck Finn is written in first person.
Right.
This kind of combines the two of them where it's like, oh, this is our town. Let me tell you the story of our town, but we don't have a person tied to it yet who's interacting with the story. But we're going to find out right off the bat in chapter 2 when we get that next week. Yeah, that who is talking and why they're telling this story, all this backstory.
Yeah. But for now, that's all we got for chapter 1. Keenan, are you excited to go on this? Once again, another journey with me. To meet the devil.
Yeah, I think this is great. This is wonderful. And I had never even heard of this until I started doing the show with you, the Mark Twain Devil Experience. Yeah, so I'm very interested in the Chronicle singular of Young Satan.
Yeah. Oh man, it's going to be so hard to get that name right every time. The Chronicle of Young Satan. Yeah.
Like it's weird. If it were the adventure of Tom Sawyer singular or the adventure of Huckleberry Finn singular.
Right. But no, it's always the adventurers. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, folks, for now, this has been another episode of The Devil's Details. I've been Lester Ryan Clark. You can summon me on all the socials as Lester Ryan Clark.
And I've been Keenan Diaz, and you can invoke me on Instagram and Letterboxd as Howdy Keenan.
Yeah, find more of our shows and other really cool podcasts at truestory.fm, or feel free to drop us a message at bananaforscalemail, that's MAIL, @gmail.com. We got our Facebook listener group, Banana for Scale. That's community for all of our shows, including this one. It is a private group, but just request to join, and we'll let you into the infernal family. If you want more, consider joining us at truestory.fm/join. Look for Banana for Scale, that's us. You get bonus episodes of all our shows, access to our Discord, and you get your episodes a week early and ad-free. Pretty cool, just $5. Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? We're not even asking for your souls. Just give us a 5 pentagram rating on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to our show. That and sharing the show by word of mouth or on social media helps our little podcast grow and find more cool people like you. All right, folks, until next week, love and hisses. Mwah!